Hey guys, Muncheez here, and today we're going to go over Brelshaza Gate 1. I'm going to use hard as a baseline, and with the differences between hard and normal, I'll put a note in and I'll put it in the video and point them out. So let's get into it. So we're going to split into teams of two, right? So as you're doing this, party 1 goes left, green, party 2 goes right, it's purple. And just bring whirlwinds with you in case you get the stagger statue in the middle. And when you do this, make sure when you zone in after you step into your square, you pay attention to this thing. It tells you exactly what to do with the statue in the middle of the room. So now the nerf that they did to Brelshaza after they changed everything and they simplified everything and they made it really easy, all the incidents that happen, so if you mess up your statue mechanic, the mechanic that the guide told you how to deal with, if you mess that up, it's going to affect you and the other player with you inside of your little, let's call it a cubicle, right? So all you have to do when you get in here is deal with the statue mechanic and just destroy this dog as fast as possible, and it'll send you straight into the next phase. Now, once all the teams of 2 have killed their dogs, the walls will come down and you will be in teams of 4 for now. So the parties will be split up right now. And the important thing to do here is someone has to hit Thyrane, so the party leader is going to Thyrane to hit both of these. So what you're going to want to do is make your way so you're either on top of the boss or under the boss. I'm not saying in front of the boss or behind, because I literally mean on top of the boss or under the boss. So if the boss moves at all, he's still going to move in a direction where this Thyrane is going to hit. So the party leader is going to cast Thyrane here, hit both of them, so you guys can speed up the process of this phase of the fight much quicker. So the whole point of this portion of the fight is just to kill them at the same time. As you can see, we killed ours first, so if you don't kill them at the same time, it'll come back with like a little bit of health. Just keep killing it over and over again. It's a great way to gain meter and all this other stuff, but just keep killing it, and then it'll eventually jump in the air, they'll fuse, and the actual fight kind of starts. So after he's fused, he's going to land. So the first thing you're going to want to do is bring him down to 85 bars of health, which is the first mechanic. So a lot of the attacks that he does knock back. So if you have moves that prevent you from getting pushed back, the paralysis immunity, you can kind of tank through them. But if you are item level, it's going to hurt a lot. So be careful how often you do this, because you might die. So this is where the first difference comes in. So the first mech is coming up for us, which is the 85 bar mech. So he's going to jump into the air and land back into the middle. So the first difference is in hard, you're going to have to stagger first. And in normal, you just go straight to your ×3 spot. There's nothing crazy about it. So once he jumps, he's going to jump up, and you just kind of want to stay away from the middle so you don't get knocked back or anything crazy. Just stagger him right away. So as you can see, we're just staggering. You can throw a whirlwind if you want. As he's about to be done being staggered, you want to immediately get to your spot, because the way this works is 2 tiles will spawn at the same time, and the next 2 won't spawn until the prior 2 are occupied. So it always starts with 12 and 6, and then it goes 3, 9, and then another 12, 6 will spawn. If you're too slow, you'll kill your friends. As you can see here, my little buddy over here is waiting for their tile to spawn, and it doesn't spawn until like the very last second because they were a little slow on one of the tiles. But they still managed to get in. But as you can see, they step into the tile and the explosion happens almost immediately. Now I'm gonna slow this down a little bit because there's something I actually want to point out here as a tip. So as you're doing this fight, you're going to have these blue lines that come across the tiles on the floor. As you can see, they're coming from the top side right now. So there are the ones that are coming from the top side right now will knock you up into the air if you get hit by them. And then the ones that are by themselves on the map that randomly spawn, whether they're red or blue, they won't knock you up, but they will do a pushback, and they do hurt sometimes. So be careful with those. But more importantly, the one that I pointed out, those will knock you up. It'll either be a whole line that goes across the whole map, and it'll go line by line by line, or it'll be a diagonal, which they'll be alternating. So if there's any other ones that we'll see in this fight, I'll point it out to point out the different patterns. But so far right now, we are getting ready to go into the next phase. But before that, I'm going to point this out because this is actually kind of important. So he will either do a red shield or a blue shield. The red shield requires you to stagger him. This is the preferred one. If he gets the blue shield, The blue shield is a counter, so if you hit him while he has the blue shield up, he'll do this massive swing and knock everyone flying away from him. But if you get the red shield like we have here, you just stagger him and you move on. Now, the next mechanic is at 42 bars of health, which is the counters, and this is what usually wipes most groups, and this also has a difference between hard and normal, and I will go ahead and point that out. So when the mech starts and the ads start spawning, you cast Azina, so whoever's party leader, just hit the Azina, get rid of all the ads. Now, you're going to have to counter him 6 times. So the difference between hard and normal is in normal mode, you will not have ghosts shooting arrows at the boss that you have to block, and all you have to do in normal is counter him 6 times. And after you've countered him in normal, just run out because you'll get this lightning debuff. As you see, someone has a lightning debuff, and it just drops lightning in the raid. So after you've countered him, just get out of the raid. In hard mode, you do the same thing. But after you've countered him in hard mode, you become silenced. So your only job in hard mode after you've countered him is to block these arrows. And it's also important to note that you can block these arrows at any time. You will get slowed, but you can prevent a wipe. So if someone misses an arrow or something and he gets kind of close to the boss and you're kind of like, you know, a little scared, just go ahead and block it. Someone else should be able to get the counter. Hopefully, if not, it's better than, you know, taking the arrow plus the counter. So as you can see, this guy tried to block one, but he missed. So what ends up happening is the arrow touches the boss. As you can see, it knocks everyone away. So if he decided to do a counter after this, the counter probably would have been missed and it would have hit the first missed counter. And you can miss up to 2 counters, but you don't want to miss any because it hurts and it messes everything up and people start to panic and just all hell breaks loose. So the pretty much good rule of thumb is counter him, get out of the party. If you're doing hard mode, just go and find as many ghosts as you can to block the arrows from touching the boss. Now we're going to talk about the counter timing on this. So what you're going to want to do is, on most classes, this generally works out for the timing. I haven't tried it on every class yet, but I've tried it on at least a good 8 or 9 classes. So the timing is when he raises his hammer in the air. So he's going to turn a whole bunch of times. Just follow his head the best you can so you can stay in front of him. So as soon as he raises his hammer, hit your counter key and you'll hit the counter attack. But that's the most dangerous mechanic in the fight. So once you're done with that, the whole fight's pretty much the same. So as you can see, another one of these blue lines that cover up the whole line come across the map. That is the one that knocks you up. Avoid those. And this fight is pretty much just, I think it was meant to train people to avoid taking extra damage and just rotating around the boss and moving in safe spots and whatnot. But it's, in my opinion, a great fight to learn how to like move your character. So if you're getting hit a lot and stuff like that, it kind of shows that you need to improve on like your movement and your character control. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns about this gate, let me know in the comments below. And Gate 2 will be coming out soon. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye.